Welcome, race fans, to Michigan International Speedway, where we have 70 laps here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Xfinity Series. Sponsored tonight by the Stanford Witt Foundation, TNR Designs, diecast, custom builds, and paints. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The Stanford Witt Foundation is a foundation that helps over 10 million men and women annually who are stuck in domestic violence. They help, they give them the tools they need
the track
to survive
decreasing. It's
and
now
to get out of
32
those
degrees.
situations. As you can see on the track, we've got cars that are qualifying. What you're looking at is the 00 of Jacob Shoffitt. We see Tanner Ensign coming onto the track. We've had some fast cars here tonight in practice, so we're expecting quite a bit out of these drivers. This is a fun track. Drivers, for the most part, do like this track. There's anywhere that you can see
Car behind you is just done on 38.
the lane.
25.4.
There's about 4 lanes here, and you can use pretty much all 4 of these lanes up until you get to the wall. Then you drop down to 3 lanes. But it's just an incredible racetrack, and as you can see here, it's a 2-mile track, and the race surface itself is actually quite cool at 73 degrees. The weather outside is 72 degrees with 45% humidity, but it is crystal clear and only 2 miles an hour. This broadcast tonight is brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting
New quick
Network.
lap for James,
I'm
37.92.
broadcaster Barry Stevens. We thank you for tuning in. We know you have choices on where to watch your Wednesday night racing, and we are appreciative that you choose Wild West Racing and Fearless Broadcasting. So James Napier so far is our leader. Let's see if we can find him and pull him in to talk to him just for a second. Hey, James Napier, Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Seems like so far you are number 1 on the board. How did you do that, and what do you think you got for these guys for the race tonight or today?
I just really love this track. For some reason, I really do good. I use my Kansas setup to tweak it a little bit with this track. I'm hoping my tires will hold up for this race, and hopefully my boys at Bumblebee and TR Designs bring me a good car.
Well, James, look forward to seeing you work your magic out there in that 77. I'm going to take you and put you back where you were, and good luck today.
Appreciate it.
You bet. That was James Napier in the 77 car. So the cars are all on pit road, talking with their crew chiefs, talking with their teams, getting ready to do this. We've got, looks like 2 cars that are still out there qualifying. As it stands now, James Napier will have the pole. Jacob Shoffitt is 2nd. Trey Smith is 3rd. Tanner Ensign's 4th. Scott Rush is 5th. That's your top 5. 6th place is Dayton Wheeler. 7th is Ethan Farless. 8th is Justin Bell. 9th is Mike Presley. And your 10th place qualifier is Gene Watkinson. 11th is Taylor Carlin. 12th is Jeffrey Herrick. And then Brighton Coleman, Ethan Norris. So once again, we're at Michigan International Speedway. 2-mile track. Lots of speed here. This is an old track. The asphalt here is worn in. As the day goes on, the track's going to just get faster. It's going to get loose as the tires wear also. Now, one thing that these drivers can do, and that they're going to have to do, is get to a point to where their cars are keeping up with the track. So as the track changes during the race, It's going to be up to the drivers and the crew chiefs to figure out what they need to keep the car in the driver's liking. A car that's too tight will mean that the front right tire is going to push. A car that's too loose means the right rear is going to want to slide out from underneath you. So you want that fine line between pushing and being too loose, more neutral if you will, with a tad on the loose side is about a perfect fast race car here tonight. So we'll line up 2 by 2 as they get ready
to win today. 70 laps. You got cold tires all around.
As they get ready to go through. And we're starting off with the 77 of James Napier. Jacob Shoffett will be on the outside of him. There'll be Trey Smith and Tanner Ensign together, then Scott Rush with Bryton Coleman. Dayton Wheeler and Ethan Farless. Ethan Norris with Justin Bell. Mike Presley with Gene Watkinson, and Jeffrey Herrick and Taylor Carlin in the 7th row. So we see all the cars getting ready to get this race going. James Napier was fast in practice and very fast in qualifying. He's been fast in all the other races we've had. Sometimes, though, what it comes down to is being in the right place at the right time. And he was the victim of that with some late cautions just the other night. But here today at Michigan, he looks to lead the field and maybe pull off a victory. Jacob Shoffett, Trey Smith, those are all names that we know of and are fast, as well as Tanner Ensign in 4th. So, pace car is pulled off, and we're getting ready to go racing at Michigan, folks. We're in the start zone, and they're off. James Napier on the inside. And they're side by side. Looks like Jacob Shoffett has a little bit of a nose on the 77 of James Napier, and in the 3rd, 4th place is your Trey Smith, Tanner Ensign. Bryton Coleman, Scott Rush, Dayton Wheeler. These cars are loose. They need to remember that coming through these first few laps. Very loose on these tires. Tires are cold. Jacob Shoffett, Tanner Ensign. James Napier now moves up into 2nd. Tanner Ensign drops to 3rd, but it's a 3-way battle. Actually a 4-way battle for 1st place. James Napier still holds the lead. Jacob Shoffett, though, Tanner Ensign, and Trey Smith are all there together with him. James Napier gets a bump from Trey Smith. Get a little loose coming through the corner there, carrying a little bit of extra speed. So James Napier is in 1st, but now on the outside comes Tanner Ensign. Tanner Ensign in that 44 Ford machine takes the lead. Coming down onto the bottom to try to make something happen, though, is James Napier with Trey Smith. That top line is fast, at least early on in the runs. You have momentum there, but it does wear out your tires. So we see, almost into the wall there, but very, very, very close into the wall. Now, on the outside still is Tanner Ensign. 2nd place is your 77 of James Napier, and 3rd place is Trey Smith in the 1 car. Trey Smith is doing everything he can Let's see what it looks like from inside his viewpoint, his vantage. He's got that 77 car right in front of him, James Napier. Also the 44 now as he goes up behind Tanner Ensign. And the stand for Witt, 44 Ford. Trey Smith moves to the bottom, has a great run. Does he have enough to get by? Does not, but he's neck and neck for second place. Now, if you look back in the fourth place, you'll see Bryton Coleman by himself, and then fifth is Jacob Shoffett and Scott Rush are battling for fifth place. But this fight for first is a three-way battle between Tanner Ensign, James Napier, and Trey Smith. Look a little bit farther back, we see a battle here for fifth between James Shoffett, and there's the doubles, James Shoffett, the 00, and the 04 of Scott Rush. Oh, and look at Trey Smith comes to the bottom, trying to make a move on James Napier. Can he do it, and can he make it stick? He's side by side. The outside does have the momentum, though. And it looks like James Napier is going to keep that second position, but Tanner Ensign still out front in the 44 Ford. '77 is trying to make a move on the inside of the 44, and the one follows him, but it's just there's momentum to be had on the outside. As this race goes on, though, that outside's going to tend to slow down just a little bit because of the tire wear. We see Tanner Ensign still, though, on the outside, getting that great run, and the one moves up right behind him in third place, Trey Smith. Now moves up even with second place of James Napier. Got some cars way up front. And look at the run that, oh my goodness, the run Trey Smith gets put in the middle, three wide. But he comes to the start-finish line in first place. Trey Smith will lead that lap. Tanner Ensign in second place. James Napier now is in third. Look at this race we've got. We've got a caution. Looks like Ethan Norris went off. Let's see what happened to Ethan. Okay. He just got into the side of the Go Army car. That's Ethan Norris. Let's see if we can talk to Ethan Norris quickly. See if we could find him. Yeah, there he is. We'll drag him into the broadcast booth. Hey, Ethan Norris, this is Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth. You got me? Hey, what happened out there, Ethan?
I just had him on the right side, and I think I thought I had a little more room on the going up towards the wall, and kind of just cut him off and pivoted me into the wall. So
it looked like a hard hit. Are you okay, and is the car okay?
Yeah, the car's all right. I think I got a little damage on the bumper, but other than that, steering seems fine, power seems fine, so should be able to complete the race pretty easily.
Well, it's still early in the race. We're only on lap 9 of 70, so get out there, get it fixed, get what you need to get going, and we look forward to watching you race the rest of this race, Ethan.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks. I'm going to send you back up with the other drivers.
Thank you.
So there was Ethan Norris in the 55 machine. Trey Smith is showing you as your leader. Tanner Ensign is second. James Napier third, Bryton Coleman fourth, and fifth is your top 5, Jacob Shoffett. We've got some cars going down pit road. Some are staying out. Looks like our leaders are all staying out. Our first one to come in was Jacob Shoffett, and then Dayton Wheeler is also in, as well as Jeffrey Herrick, Ethan Farless, and Ethan Norris. Those are all the takers we have. So, in our top 9 cars, Trey Smith will lead them. Tanner Ensign is second. James Napier is in a Chevy that's third. Fourth place is a Ford of Bryton Coleman. Fifth place is the Chevy of Justin Bell. Sixth is the Chevy of Mike Presley. Seventh is the Chevy of Taylor Carlin. Eighth is Gene Watkinson in a Chevy. Ninth is the Ford machine of Scott Rush. 10th now is the Ford machine of Jacob Shoffett. 11th is the 28 Ford machine of Ethan Farless. 12th is the 15 Chevrolet of Dayton Wheeler. 13th is Jeffrey Herrick in the Chevrolet 49. And 14th is your 55 machine, the Ford of Ethan Norris. So once again, tonight's race is brought to you by the Wild West Racing League here at Michigan International Speedway for 70 laps. Weather outside is 72 degrees with 45% relative humidity, clear with only a 2-mile-an-hour breeze. Track temps are 73 miles an hour. We're here at Brooklyn, Michigan for the 2-mile-long track at Michigan International Speedway. So we'll go around at least one more time as the cars come up, get together side by side. As you can tell so far, it's been an exciting race. Michigan allows side-by-side racing all over this track. There's nowhere where it can't be done. Speeds stay constant, whether you're on the bottom or the top, especially with fresh tires. And as we've got the front drivers, none of them came in, so they're going to have a little bit of wear. We're on lap 11, but not much. That's not a whole lot of tire wear. They probably have only used up at maximum 10% of what they've got on those tires. Those who did come in, though, are definitely going to show some extra speed against these drivers up front. So they're going to have to be wary of that. Trey Smith, Tanner Ensign, James Napier, Brighton Coleman. They're all going to have to be wary of those drivers behind them that did stop. There was about 4, I think, drivers that stopped, maybe 5. So the cars that did come down came down for Sunoco Racing Fuel and 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Once again, we know you had a choice of where to watch racing on Wednesday night. We thank you that you chose Wild West Racing Xfinity Series at Michigan International Speedway. 70 laps here tonight. We're on lap 11 of 70. Pace car comes off the racing surface. We're getting ready to go racing as Trey Smith will lead them down. We are in the commitment line, and he goes. Trey Smith gets a great jump. On the outside is Tanner Ensign that stays on the outside. On the inside is James Napier. James Napier may have the move, but with Tanner Ensign on the outside, he will have the momentum. Trey Smith takes the middle of the track, moves up to the top, blocks off the run from Tanner Ensign. James Napier in the 77 machine on the bottom. Gets to his quarter panel. He has a run on the bottom. And coming into the corner, this is where it's going to get exciting. Here we go. That one is going to have a run on the outside, but there's fresh tires on the bottom, and he can stick that, he can get that slide job going. Side by side for first place with the 77 and the 1. Trey Smith, James Napier trading first place back and forth. Sitting right behind him in third place is the 44 car of Tanner Ensign in that Ford. And down onto the bottom goes Trey Smith to do the crossover on James Napier, and he will get it done. But on the outside, James Napier fights back. And in third place, it looks like Tanner Ensign brushed the wall. Looks to be okay. We'll keep an eye on him. Hopefully he didn't take his car out of too much of an adjustment. The 1 in the 77 touch coming through the corner. The 1 is back in a commanding lead. Behind James Napier is in second. Tanner Ensign is your third place car. Fourth place car is now Justin Bell, followed by Brighton Coleman. There's your top 5 in a row. We'll look back and we see The battle back here. Oh, we have somebody into the wall there. But we see Dayton Wheeler, Ethan Norris. There's Ethan. So that would be Taylor Carlin that just got into the wall. Go back up to the front. We see the battle going on between Trey Smith, James Napier, and Tanner Henson. So first place is still Trey Smith. James Napier is in second. Third place on back has dropped back drastically. It seems to be a two-car race at the moment as we are on lap 16 of 70 laps. The glare coming through that corner is just incredible. These drivers are having to deal with that each and every time they come through that corner of turn 4. Trey Smith continues to lead with James Napier right on his tail. Third is Brighton Coleman. Fourth is Tanner Ensign. Fifth is Mike Presley, followed by Jacob Shoffett. Scott Rush is in seventh. Ethan Farless is in your 8th place car. 9th place is Dayton Wheeler, Ethan Norris, Taylor Carlin, Justin Bell, Gene Watkinson, and Jeffrey Herrick is showing a lap down. So Ethan Farless is doing pretty good. Let's see if we can't get inside of his car right now and see what it looks like inside there. He has a window screen full of Scott Rush. He's trying to get up there. That would be for the 7th position. Oh, he bounces off that outside wall, loses a lot of momentum. That's Ethan Farless in the 28 machine. Our battle up front. James Napier now has the lead with Trey Smith falling into 2nd position. We missed that while we were watching the battle with Ethan Farless in the back. James Napier now has the lead. Trey Smith is in 2nd. Back and forth. Trey Smith is definitely in a position to just ride should he choose. Leading does nothing at this point. We're only on lap 19, coming to lap 20 of 70 laps. Lap 70 is the one that matters. And we are now on lap 20. 50 to go here at Michigan International Speedway. You're watching the Wild West Racing League. This is the Xfinity Series, sponsored by the Stand for Wit Foundation. The month of October is the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Stand for Wit Foundation helps out the nearly 12 million American men and women who are going through domestic violence. They give them the tools and help they need to get out of situations that are harmful. Also, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as we can see on the one machine of Trey Smith, he's rocking a breast cancer awareness, Breast Cancer Sucks paint scheme. And then finally, TNR Designs. They'll custom build your die cast and paint whatever you need. So look up TNR Designs. We see that lead that James Napier now has out in front. The gap is a full half of a second, 5/10. Trey Smith may have used up his equipment, some of those tires. He's probably thinking maybe he should have came down earlier when some of those other cars did. But he still is remaining in 2nd place, so there's not much you can say. He would have lost some position for sure if that would have happened. The 77 of James Napier is very strong out front, though. See Trey Smith in 2nd. Let's go back. Brighton Coleman, we see him in 3rd, and then behind him is Tanner Ensign in 4th. Most of the cars now seem to be running the top line. There is definitely speed up there, but as the runs go on, the tire wear is greater up top because the speed is greater. Therefore, when your tires start to wear out, it's actually a little bit better to ride the bottom. Follow that line across the bottom and you'll do much better. Really, it doesn't matter on early runs with tires. They'll go anywhere you want them to go. But as the race wears in and the tires wear into the track, you're going to be forced to take the line that the car wants to take, and you're going to have to use the tires up. It's a tough track when you look at it that way. It's very fast though here. So the lead is now up to 0.8 of a second from James Napier to Trey Smith. And back to Bryton Coleman, he's a full second back. Let's look in the middle of the field here. And we see Scott Rush, who's now at the bottom middle of your screen, followed by Dayton Wheeler, who's doing everything he can to get up to that 6th position. And behind Dayton is Ethan Norris and that 55 machine. Looking a little farther back at Ethan Farless in his 28 machine. He's fighting to stay in the top 10 and move up, looking at the 9th position of Jacob Shoffett. Jacob Shoffett just gets to the wall. That's going to help Ethan Farless, who now I'm sorry, that was Ethan Farless that got into the wall. The 24 or 28 behind him, Tyler Carlin in the 24, I'm sorry, is who was trying to catch up to him. But up front, we have our battle, James Napier, Bryton Coleman. Trey Smith has moved to 3rd position now. His equipment has gone away. We see Tanner Ensign now pouncing, getting ready to take away 3rd place from Trey Smith. Let's look at Trey Smith and the Tanner Ensign battle. For sure, Trey Smith has used up his tires. Tanner Ensign is getting ready to pounce. This is for the 3rd position. 1st position has completely checked out at the moment. We see James Napier way out on the straightaway as the rest of the field's coming through the curve on the corner. So Trey Smith trying to hold on to that 3rd position. Tanner Ensign right behind him on the outside gets a good run. Definitely in the draft of that 1 car. Bryton Coleman holding strong and steady in 2nd place now. So Bryton Coleman, 2nd place, followed by Trey Smith, Tanner Ensign. That's your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th cars. Way up front here is James Napier with a 2.5 second gap to Bryton Coleman. And he's coming in to pit road. Looks like Trey Smith stayed out. We do have some more takers, quite a few takers. James Napier's come in, Tanner Ensign's come in, Mike Presley, Scott Rush, Bryton Coleman, they've all come into the pits. And caution is out. What happened? Let's see, let's look at Ethan Farless's crash. This is already after the caution. Oh no. He gets into the 8 car. Slams right into Justin Bell. Justin Bell didn't need to see that. So, Ethan Norris stays out. Trey Smith is in. Dayton Wheeler, Justin Bell, Jacob Shoffett, Taylor Carlin, Gene Watkinson, Ethan Farless are all in. That 55 of Ethan Norris in first. Second place is the 77 of James Napier. Once again, folks, you're watching Wild West Racing League at Michigan International Speedway. We're here at a 2-mile track, asphalt during the daytime. 72 degrees outside. Beautiful day to be at Michigan. 45% relative humidity. Clear skies, 2 miles an hour. Track temperature is only 73 degrees, making it extremely fast here in Brooklyn, Michigan tonight. This broadcast is brought to you by the Fearless Broadcasting Network. I'm broadcaster Barry Stevens. Once again, we thank you for your Wednesday night patronage. We know you have a choice of what to watch, and we thank you that you're here on YouTube watching Wild West Racing League, brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting Network. So, as the cars have all come around, we now can say Ethan Norris, James Napier in second. Trey Smith is, well, they're trading off. Let's see, as they get together, 1 and 2. Ethan Norris, James Napier, Trey Smith, Dayton Wheeler, Tanner Ensign, your top 5. Mike Presley, Jacob Shoffett, Scott Rush, Justin Bell, and Brighton Coleman are your top 10. Taylor Carlin, Gene Watkinson, Ethan Farless, and Jeffrey Herrick to 14. So let's see how this works out. That 77 of James Napier is right on the outside of Ethan Norris. We're going to have one heck of an exciting restart here on lap 31. We're not quite halfway through this battle. Exciting race at Michigan. Folks, Wild West Racing League's an exciting league to watch no matter where they're racing. You don't want to miss Wednesday nights and Wild West Racing League. The Xfinity Series is such a fun series, and being that it's sponsored by the Stanford Witt Foundation, who is a foundation that in October, especially being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, they're such a helpful foundation, helping those who find themselves in domestic violence situations and need help. And that's what they're there for. You might look them up if you can, see what they can do. Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go racing. Ethan Norris will lead them down to the start line, and here we go. He did not get a good jump. James Napier on the outside took the early lead. James Napier's going to come down. Second place is Ethan Norris, moves into second place. Trey Smith now moves up into second place. The whole field is together. Second place is about 5 cars. First place is James Napier in the 77. We see Trey Smith, who was fast earlier, then he lost his tire wear. So does he push? Does he has he learned anything? Has he made some changes? Remember, these cars, they can make changes every time they come down that pit road to help your adjustment to your car to make it a little bit looser, tighter, whatever it is you need for that car to be fast. That's Trey Smith following James Napier. You see the rest of the field behind them there. There's your 77, your leader, James Napier. Trey Smith in second in the race against Cancer Machine. Oh, and the eight of Justin Bell. Oh no. We saw that. Justin Bell just crashed. Let's take a look at that. He comes right up. Oh no, he hit the wall and the 15 got into him. There just wasn't anything that really he could do. That was just Justin Bell. It just happened. So, let's see if we can find Justin Bell and give him a little look up here. Hey, Justin Bell, Barry Stevens in the broadcast booth. You got me.
How you doing, Barry?
Justin, it sounds like I'm doing a little bit better than you. How's your car and how are you?
I mean, car's good. Car's got great speed, short run, long run here. I feel like, staying up on that top 5, clean air, the car loves it. I just can't stay out of getting loose out of the corner. Either that or sliding up in front of somebody and maybe not having enough space. These last couple are on me, getting bumped in the rear there. So just got to keep my nose clean here.
Well, Justin, I appreciate that explanation, and you're doing a great job out there. We're proud of you. Move you back up to the racing channel. Hopefully you'll get that number 8 back up to where you can be on the podium by the end of the night. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to us, Justin.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, and you have a good night.
Thank you. That was Justin Bell in the 8 machine. So, as they come around and they line up, James Napier is your leader. Trey Smith will line up on the outside. Mike Presley is third. Lined up next to him will be Taylor Carlin. Brighton Coleman with Scott Rush. Dayton Wheeler with Justin Bell. Everybody else is in the pits right now. We'll have to see how it plays out and how they come out of the pits. Looks like Ethan Farless gets out early and moves into 9th place. Shoffett will come out into 10th place. 11th will be Norris. 12th will be Jeffrey Herrick. 13th will be Tanner Ensign, followed by Gene Watkinson. Folks, we don't show any cars a lap down. So even though we're now at over halfway through this race, the racing's been good enough and these drivers talented enough that everybody is still on the lead lap. What does that mean? That means it's anybody's race. Yes, James Napier's been dominant. Trey Smith has shown streaks of excellence when his tires have been hot, fresh. But really anybody can win this race. It's not a super speedway, so we're not looking or expecting the big one, but with the right adjustments throughout the night, you can make your car faster and faster. Now it does look like the lights are out at the pace car, so I think next time by we'll be lined up to go racing. I'd like to mention TNR Designs one more time. They can take your die cast and do a custom build, custom paint, whatever you need. You see the one right there. He's painted up for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month and the fight against breast cancer. That's the number 1 of Trey Smith. And of course the Stand for Wit Foundation, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. That's October. They're there to help folks who find themselves in domestic violence situations and get them the help that they need to keep them safe. So we're just a bit over halfway into this race here at Michigan. And we'll be coming around next time. To start, track temp is still only 73 degrees. Outside's a nice cool 72 degrees with 45% humidity. Clear skies, 2 miles an hour. We're getting ready to go racing, folks. They're lined up side by side. Pace car is off the track. James Napier will lead them to the start line. And he gets a really good jump, but so does Trey Smith on the outside. Trey Smith moves into second place. Third place is Mike Presley. Fourth place in line is Taylor Carlin. That's your first through fourth. Fifth place car is Brighton Coleman. We see the 8 car move up right next to Brighton Coleman and gets a pass on the outside. That's Taylor Carlin in the 24 machine. So James Napier, Trey Smith, Mike Parsley, Taylor Carlin, and fifth is Justin Bell. Trey Smith is now within pouncing distance of James Napier. Does he do it or does he hold back? Does he hold those tires? We know before when he got real racy, as we see back in the field, 4 and 5 wide, that's amazing racing back here. Look at these guys. 28 is extremely slow on the racetrack. Not sure what happened. Looks like Justin Bell crashed. That 8 Budweiser car. Well, looks like he's okay though. That car doesn't look like it's got any damage to speak of. So it's pretty self-explanatory what happened there, and really no need to go have a little talk to him. Get back up to the front of our field. Looks like let's see. We are trying to get to, there we go. So we're on lap 40 now. James Napier in first place. Trey Smith will line up second. Mike Presley in third. Justin Bell will line up in fourth position. Fifth will be Brighton Coleman. Wild West Racing. Ride fast. Race free. So we're on lap 41 of 70. We'll see how many caution laps that we have to do before we get back to racing. Racing's been very clean for the most part. The cautions that we've seen brought out have been mostly brought out by minor errors, i.e. hitting the wall, bouncing off the wall and into another car. But even then, hitting the wall, we're not talking about hard hits. We're talking about just enough to get the car unsettled and then coming back down and into somebody else. It's caused a few wrecks here tonight, but nothing egregious, nothing for sure been done on purpose, just some really good racing. These are some professional level racers here tonight, and they're showing what they've got with these race cars. absolute hot rods here tonight in these Xfinity cars. As they get ready to line up side by side next time by. Next time by, we'll be going racing. James Napier, Trey Smith, Justin Bell, Mike Presley, and Bryton Coleman are your top 5. Scott Rush, Jeffrey Herrick, Ethan Norris, Dayton Wheeler, Tanner Ensign are your top 10. Ethan Farless, Gene Watkinson, Taylor Carlin, and Jacob Shoffett are through your 14th, 11th through 14th. Again, nobody is a lap down. We're showing everybody on the lead lap. You're watching the Wild West Racing League, brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting Network. I'm broadcaster Barry Stevens. "72 degrees outside." Just sounds absolutely wonderful. We should be going racing this time around, folks. James Napier is going to take them into the green flag zone. Trey Smith's going to be on his outside. Trey Smith's been fast all night, but so is James Napier. Or is it going to be coming from somewhere else like Mike Presley or Justin Bell? Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go racing. And there we go. James Napier gets an early lead. Oh, who falls back out of the way? Into the very back is Mike No. Yeah. 77 of James Napier, followed by Trey Smith. Mike Presley dropped all the way to the back. Third place, Justin Bell. He was just involved in an earlier incident. Obviously got his car running good. As we see the field behind them, all fighting for position. But the front 3 are in line. 1, 2, and 3 is your James Napier, Trey Smith, and Justin Bell. 3 Chevys. Wild West Racing. Again, ride fast, race free. Wild West Racing. Be a part of this great league. The gap is narrowed significantly. James Napier still leads Trey Smith, but not by much. The gap is less than 1/10 of a second now. What does Trey Smith do? He's on the bottom. He's looking for a pass. He's onto the rear quarter panel of the 77 of James Napier. James Napier will lead the lap, but Trey Smith has the bottom and position for the bottom. What will he do with it? The 77 tries to squeeze him out. 77 goes low to keep the one down low. Oh, they touch. Oh, they rub. 77 almost gets turned by the one. They both are side by side, looking on the inside, looking for the outside. There's the 8 car of Justin Bell trying to get around both of them. He sneakily came up while the 2 of them were racing and almost passed. Said, "Hello, boys, I'm here." That's Justin Bell in the 8 car. James Napier and Trey Smith are on the outside. But Justin Bell is right behind, right in the middle between the 2 of them. Oh, the 8 gets loose. And the 44, Tanner Ensign, passes the 8 car as the 8 got loose through the corner. Trey Smith still riding the coattails of James Napier, but not by much. He's just right behind him. 15/10 of a second. Got that margin down to 9/100ths of a second. He is right there. James Napier on the inside with Trey Smith on the outside coming into the corner. James Napier is still on the bottom. Now Trey Smith has the momentum on the outside. Trey Smith moves to the outside of James Napier. James Napier is on the bottom now. How is this going to play out through the corner? Third place now is Tanner Ensign, watching the two of them fight it out. Fourth place now is moved back is Justin Bell. And as they come across, it's going to be on the backstretch, Trey Smith. On the bottom, James Napier. What a race this has been. Very exciting. We're on lap 48, coming to lap 49 of 70. And here we are, lap 49, as Trey Smith will lead that lap. James Napier is not giving up on the inside at all. Tanner Ensign's watching this show in third place. It's just getting a really good show. Let's go over to Tanner Ensign for a moment. And we see him. Let's see what he's looking at from the inside. This is the battle he's watching for first place between Trey Smith and James Napier. Look how loose those cars are coming through the corner, both of them. Tanner Ensign in that 44 machine looks nice and smooth. He stays down. He's following that draft of James Napier, though. That's helping him get some extra speed. Look at that glare as they have to come through the corner. Terrible. And that wall comes up awfully, awfully quick. That's Tanner Ensign in the 44 machine. Up front, Trey Smith now has the lead over James Napier. Can he keep it and can he hold it? We're at lap 51 of 70. Last time he tried to do this, he ran out of tires. Does he have it this time? Does he have whatever adjustments that he made to his vehicle to make him faster on the long run? We know James Napier's fast in the long run. And we see Tanner Ensign back in third place. He has dropped back from these two, as right now they're not fighting. They just seem to be going nose to tail, although the 77 looked on the inside there looking for room to run, but the one car is not going to have that. Your battle the entire night has been between Trey Smith and James Napier. Lap 52 now, down to the last 18 laps. Trey Smith only has a gap of 0.2 of a second, so not much. And James Napier is right there. He's cut that gap down to about 1/10 now. Less than a car length maybe at the most now. See the two of them going at it. For position, for the win. Trey Smith and James Napier. You see when you see that fire coming out of the side of that car, that's as they come off the throttle. That excess gas that gets burned off comes out as a flame in the exhaust pipe. That's one way to tell if a car is on throttle or off throttle. We'll see it happen here again. Let's watch. You'll see the flames come out as there they are. That says they're off throttle, and then they get back into it as they come around the corner. That's a great view and a great explanation of why we see those flames coming out of the cars. Justin Bell in third place, followed by Scott Rush as they're fighting it out for that third position. But up front is James Napier and Trey Smith. We just are on lap 55 now. So we're the last 15 laps of this race. Does Trey Smith have what it takes to keep James Napier behind him. Let's look back in 5th place here at Dayton Wheeler. Looking at Scott Rush up ahead. Dayton Wheeler and Brighton Coleman, though, for position, 5th and 6th. Look how close to the wall that he gets. What a run, though. That just really does something. That is so helpful. Look up front, we see Trey Smith. James Napier behind him. He is definitely has a gap now to him of about 0.6 of a second with about 14 laps to go. This is incredible driving by Trey Smith. We saw him earlier and we saw what looked to be that he used up his equipment. But now he is just moving away from the field.